Hello, dear students. Good afternoon to all. Welcome to your analog electronics class. Now, in this class, we are going to start voltage divider biasing. In your previous class, we also discussed fixed biasing method and self biasing method. This is the last one. We are going to start voltage divider biasing. Voltage divider biasing is the widely used to in amplifier circuit because this type of biasing method is stable or stability is high quality. Now we are discussed in voltage divider biasing by showing its diagram. Now we draw the voltage divider biasing of transistor by using in its amplifier circuit. Then we discussed on about voltage divider biasing circuit. Now draw the amplifier circuit by using voltage divider configuration. Now this circuit is transistor amplifier with voltage divider configuration. So in this circuit, when we apply the supply voltage, that is the positive supply and that is the negative supply, then in this transistor, that is the collector point, that is the base point, and this is the emitter point. In this circuit, the R1 and R2 are connected with positive, and R1 is connected to positive and R2 is connected to negative. So in this point, now this point is voltage are also dividing. So this is the amplifier circuit, transistor amplifier circuit by voltage divider configuration. But in a DC analysis, we should be open this capacitor and remove this voltage source. Now write as in DC analysis, all capacitors should be opened and all AC sources should be removed. Here this line means in DC analysis this is the amplifier circuit, but when we go to DC analysis, for DC analysis all capacitors should be opened and all AC sources should be removed. Then after DC model is developed. Now again we draw for DC model for voltage divider biasing. Now we modified this amplifier circuit by DC model. So when we modified this DC model, then we also remove or open the capacitor and voltage source means AC source are removed. So in this circuit after modified, this is the modification of this circuit. Now in this circuit, this is that there is no AC signal for input supply, but only biasing in this transistor. Now the collector point is biasing by the RC resistor and emitter junction biased by emitter resistor. Here this point is voltage from positive and voltage from negative are divided at this point. This dividing voltage connect to base terminal. Now in base terminal this is the voltage divider point. So this dividing circuit is known as voltage divider biasing circuit. This circuit is widely used in amplifier circuit. Now we consider that the base emitter junction, that is the VBE, this is the voltage in base emitter junction, this is the positive and negative. Now in collector to emitter junction, this is the VCE, this is the positive and negative. Here this voltage drop. Now the R2 decided the base emitter junction forward biasing. So this voltage drop across the R2 resistor. Now this is the V2. Now we write as the voltage drop across R2 is provided base emitter junction forward biased. Now we consider the R2, the drop of voltage in R2, that is the V2. V2 is considered as the base emitter junction are forward biased. In previous class, we discussed the base emitter junction always a forward biased and base collector junction always a reverse biased. So, in this base emitter junction, the forward bias are considered as a voltage drop as V2. Now, the base current, this is the this V2. Now, this drop voltage V2, this drop voltage across R2, that is V2 is cause of base current. Now this dropping voltage across the R2, this dropping voltage cause of a base current, that is the IB. Since IB is very negligible, here we write as since base current is 0. Now I1 equal to, now the current, the value of current I1. So in this circuit R1 and R2, the flow of current is known as I1. So this I1 are flowing in R1 and also R2, because this is the series circuit. This is the no any current through the base terminal. This I1 current are coming or flowing through the R1 and R2. Now the value of I1 equal to VCC divided by R1 plus R2. Now this current flowing through this circuit, now the voltage drop across R2 we calculate as V2. Now V2 equal to, now V2 equal to VCC divided by R1 plus R2. This is the I1 current into R2. So this is the value of a voltage drop across R1 and R2. So this amount of a voltage is considered this base emitter junction forward or reverse. This is this drop voltage or V2, the value of a V2 is forward biased this base emitter junction. Now we applied in a KVL in a base emitter loop. This is the current flowing in this circuit. Now we calculated in a input current. Now applying KVL. Now applying Kirchhoff's voltage law KVL in input side. Now V2 minus, so this according by the voltage Kirchhoff's voltage law, the V2 minus VBE means base emitter junction minus IERE, this is the voltage drop across RE or emitter resistor, that is equal to 0. Now we know IE is nearly equal to IC. So put this value in IE. Now we get V2 minus VBE minus ICRE equal to 0. Now we get IC RE, we solving this equation, now we get IC RE equal to V2 minus VBE. Then again we calculate the collector current IC equal to V2 minus VBE divided by RE. Now this is the collector current, this is the collector current passing through the load resistor, that is the RC. Now this collector current is known as zero signal collector current. So here we say the zero signal collector current. What is the meaning of zero signal collector current? Means in the biasing model we have no any signal put in the input terminal, that is the base terminal, so it is also known as zero signal collector current. But in your definition of biasing, the proper flow of zero signal collector current and maintain proper VB and VC is also known as your biasing of a transistor. Here the collector current IC is the zero signal collector current. In this collector current not depend upon beta, so we write as this collector current does not depend upon value of a beta. Now beta is the current amplification factor. In your previous class we also discussed what is beta, what is gamma, what is alpha. Now beta is the amplification factor, and this amplification factor is known as parameters of a transistor. But this IC current does not depend upon beta. So the collector current not depend upon beta, so this amplifier circuit is also good stabilization circuit. Now here we write as this voltage divider circuit, this voltage divider circuit is provided good stabilization. Good stabilization means transistor not depend upon transistor parameter, that is the alpha, beta or gamma, and also does not depend upon temperature. So this is the known as good stabilization circuit. So this is the not depend upon beta. Now in the equation number, this is the equation number 1. This is the equation number 1. Now we write this equation again. from equation 1 V2 minus VBE minus ICRC equal to 0. So this equation, now we get the IC equal to V2 minus VBE divided by RE. Now this is the equation from IC V2 minus VBE divided by RE. Now V2 equal to VBE plus ICRE. Now this is the equation number 2. So when the temperature increases, the collector current also increases, because this is the semiconducting material. The character of semiconductor material, when temperature increases, then the current also increases. When temperature increased, then the collector current also increased. Now from equation 2 we consider as when temperature or room temperature increased, then collector current also increased. Now the collector current increased, then VBE also decreased, because V2 is fixed. Now we consider as from diagram the R2, this is the R2. So this drop voltage is known as a V2. Now this value of a V2 is fixed, because the value of a R2 is fixed. So the value of a V2 is fixed. Now V2 is fixed, IC is increased, then the VBE also decreased. When VBE decreased, now base emitter voltage decreased, then base current also decreased. When base current decreased, then IC will be decreased. Now it is seen that the IC or collector current does not depend upon temperature, because of when temperature increased, IC also increased. When IC increased, from the equation 2, VBE also decreased. When VBE decreased, then base current decreased. But in a transistor, the base current decreased, then collector current also decreased. It is seen that the collector current does not depend upon temperature. So if this biasing provided not dependent on temperature, so this type of biasing or voltage divider biasing is good stabilization. Now it is not depend upon temperature. So the voltage divider circuit does not depend upon temperature. So this circuit is good stability. So from this concept, now the collector current does not depend upon beta, and again collector current does not depend upon temperature. Now the collector current does not depend upon beta or temperature. Now this biasing circuit or voltage divider circuit provided good stabilization. Now we applied the voltage Kirchhoff's voltage law in output side. Now we calculate the voltage from collector to emitter. Now we applying applying Kirchhoff's voltage law in output side. Now VCC minus ICRC minus VCE minus IERE equal to 0. So the voltage Kirchhoff's law are the according to voltage Kirchhoff's law, the VCC means applied voltage is equal to the summation of a dropping voltage or VCC minus ICRC minus VCE minus IERE equal to 0. Now we put this value IE is equal to IC. So we put this value of IC in place of IE. Now therefore IE equal to or equivalent to IC. So this value of IC replace in this IE, then we get VCC minus ICRC minus VCE minus ICRE equal to 0. Here this is the IC and this is the IC. Now the common term in ICRC and IC, the common term in ICRE. Now we take a common from these two terms. Now we get VCC minus IC taken as common, RC plus RE minus VCE equal to 0. Now again VCE equal to VCC minus IC RC plus RE. So this is the equation number 3. So this voltage from collector to emitter is known as zero signal voltage, zero signal collector to emitter voltage. Now we say or write this voltage, this is the zero signal collector emitter voltage. Now from this equation, from this definition, we are considered as the VCE. This is the zero signal collector emitter voltage. Now we calculate the voltage in point of base point and collector point and emitter point. This is also known as analysis of a voltage divider biasing. Now we calculate the voltage in point of a emitter. Now write this equation. Analysis we calculate voltage at emitter VE. Now VE equal to the current from this emitter circuit, that is the IE, and the current from collector circuit, that is the IC. Now this is the base current IB. Here the current flowing in the emitter circuit through the emitter resistor RE. Now the drop voltage of IE into RE at the point E or emitter point. So this is the voltage at emitter point, VE equal to IE RE. Now again we write VE equal to IC RE, because IE nearly equal to IC. So this is the equation number 4. Now the voltage in point of emitter point, the voltage, the current flowing across the RE, this is the IE current, and a voltage drop calculated IE RE. IE is equal to or nearly equal to IC. So this is the voltage at point I VE. This is the emitter point. This is the VE. VE equal to ICRE. Now again we calculate the voltage at collector point, that is the VC. Now again we calculate voltage at collector point. Now voltage at collector point, that is the VC, but we know VCE equal to VC minus VE. How? Here is the emitter to collector voltage. This voltage we subtracted from VC minus VE, we get VCE. Now VCE equal to VC minus VE. Again VC equal to VCE plus VE. Now VC equal to VCC means VCE. VCE means VCC minus IC, RC plus RE. Now we write this value in place of a VCE, then VCC minus IC, RC plus RE. Now again plus VE, plus again VE. VE means the ICRE. This is the voltage from collector point. Now VCC minus ICRC plus ICRE, this is the minus point. No, this is the minus the ICRC, this is the plus minus the ICRE plus ICRE. Here the ICRE and a plus ICRE minus ICRE. So this is the cancel out. Then we get VC equal to VCC minus ICRE. Now again we write VC equal to VCC minus ICRC. This is the equation number 5. Now again we lastly calculated as a base point voltage, that is the VB. Now we calculate VB. we know VBE. Now from this figure, VBE means base to emitter junction voltage. VBE, we get the VB minus a VE, then the result of a VBE. Now VB equal to VB minus VE. So here VB equal to VBE plus VE. Now this is the junction voltage. Now VB equal to, this is the junction voltage. This voltage is 0.7 plus VE means ICRE for silicon transistor. Again VB equal to 0.3 plus ICRE for germanium. Now this is the all calculation in base voltage, collector voltage and emitter voltage, but we calculate the collector current and a collector emitter voltage. This is the biasing value of the transistor. So this is the biasing value because of there is no any signal applied to the input circuit. So this is the biasing of a voltage divider method. Now again we calculate or we consider as operating point of a transistor. The operating point of a transistor is also known as a DC load line. When we consider as a DC load line is nothing but it is the geometrical representation in the voltage in a collector and emitter and a current in a collector point. Now we take the voltage VCE as in a x-axis and current IC taken as a y-axis. Now draw a geometrical representation. Now in your graph to represent the DC load line, now we consider as geometrical representation, that is the x-axis and that is the y-axis. Now this is the 0. Now in x-axis we taken as a VCE. In y-axis we taken as IC. Means emitter to collector voltage versus collector current. Now when we draw a line from collector current to base emitter voltage, this is a line. So here this is the point, geometrical point, and this is the geometrical point. Now collector current as taken as a unity milliampere and VCE taken as unity volt. So here this point, now this is the point A and this is the point B. So at point A, now we consider the point A as point A as point A, the current, the collector current IC must be 0. Now this value of IC are put in equation number 3. Equation number 3 is VCE equal to VCC minus ICRC. Here we put this value of IC as 0, ICRC plus RE. Now this is the equation number 3. Now here at point A, this is the current of collector current, this is the IC must be 0, IC must be 0. Now put this value of IC in equation number 3. Now VCE equal to VCC minus 0 multiplied with RC plus RE. Now this value is 0. Now VCE is equal to VCC. Now this point is 0 and VCC and 0. This is the geometrical point at point A. Now we calculated as point B. Now at point B, for point B, VCE must be 0. Now put this value in equation 3. We get the value of VCE. Now we value of IC. So the VCE must be 0, means we put this value in this equation, the VC 0. Now we put this value, now VCE equal to VCC minus IC RC plus RE. So VC is the 0, now equal to VCC minus IC into RC plus RE. Now VCC, now IC into RC plus RE equal to VCC. So here the amount of collector current IC equal to VCC by RC plus RE. Now in this point of point B, now here VCE is the 0 and IC is VCC by RC plus RE. This is the point B and this is the point A. Now we draw the characteristics curve of transistor. Now here we draw the characteristics curve. This is the intersection point in a DC load line and a characteristics curve. This point is known as Q. So we write this operating point. Now the intersection of DC load line and VI characteristics curve in zero signal is known as operating point. Now what is the meaning? Now when we consider as the DC load line, the DC load line means a inclined line, the joining from collector axis, that is the y axis, and the voltage axis, that is the x axis. This inclined line is known as DC load line. Now the VI characteristics of a transistor, this is the curved line or intersect this inclined line. So this intersection point, this is the operating point or a Q point. This is the operating point. So here we draw a perpendicular line towards the VC axis or x axis, and from this Q point we draw a perpendicular line to the y axis. Now this is the VCEQ, and this is the ICQ. Now so this operating point is also covering this section, that is the 0, that is the 0 ICQ and 0 VCEQ. Now again we say that the operating point when 0 signal ICQ and 0 signal VCEQ is also known as operating point. Now here this operating point is known as active point of a transistor. When we applied any input signal to the operating point in amplifier circuit, then it is the amplified in a full phase amplifier, that is the power amplifier in like as class A, class B, class C, or push-pull amplifier like class AB and a class C amplifier. Now in this amplifier circuit, when we applied the signal or input signal to the operating point, now this operating point we can get by the selection of a voltage divider biasing resistor of R1 and R2 and also RC and RE. All biasing resistors are calculated by this function of or calculation of in this model. This is the voltage divider biasing model. So in this amplifier circuit design, now we first calculate the voltage dividing resistors. These voltage divider resistors are provided the voltage into base emitter junction as forward biased and base collector junction as reverse biased. But here the collector current does not depend upon RC. Now this is a question when RC is changed or RC is increased or decreased, what is the value of IC? It is not depend upon RC because it has no dependent on beta. Beta means amplifier factor or that is the transistor parameter. So this circuit, this voltage divider circuit does not depend upon voltage parameter, the alpha, beta, gamma, or it has no dependent on any variation of temperature in room temperature or any other temperature. Because of this reason, this is the voltage stability, or this circuit is widely used in your amplifier case. Now this is the all about your voltage divider or voltage dividing method.